On October 4th, 1967, at approximately 22:20 hours, Shag Harbour, Nova Scotia, experienced an unexpected event. The settlement is a quiet fishing community. Modest wooden cottages are interspersed along the coast. Highway 3 serves as the primary road connecting the area. The evening is clear, with the harbor's water surface motionless, mirroring the starlit sky. This atmospheric stillness sets the stage for an incident yet to unfold. The population is minimal at this time, as most residents are inside their homes, winding down from their day-to-day activities. Sergeant Jim Black, part of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, is on duty this evening. His usual patrol route includes the main roads in Shag Harbour. At approximately 21:45 hours, he commences patrol, maintaining a watchful eye for any incidents. His patrol vehicle moves steadily, headlights scanning the road ahead. The evening progresses without deviation until his radio crackles to life with a report of concern. The watch on his wrist indicates he is nearing the time of a significant and disturbing report. His duty requires immediate attention to any anomalies. At approximately 23:10 hours on October 4th, 1967, residents of Shag Harbour, Nova Scotia, began reporting an unusual series of lights traversing the horizon. Laurie Wickens, positioned in his vehicle along the south side embankment of Bear Point Road, was among the first. He observed multiple lights, each maintaining a steady pulsating intensity. The movement was continuous and appeared rhythmic, yet it did not conform to the typical behavior of known aircraft. Wickens' account, conveyed via radio to local authorities, was noted for its detailed description of the gyrating pattern emitted by the lights. At 23:20 hours, Sergeant Jim Black received a call about unidentified lights. Upon arrival at the harbor's edge, he found a cluster of residents already gathered. The overhead streetlight created pronounced, elongated shadows on the ground. The calmness of the maritime environment was interrupted only by the distant murmur of discussions. Participants in the impromptu gathering voiced varied speculations on the nature of this aerial phenomenon. The scene was marked by a distinct contrast between the usual serenity of the locale and the unusual hue of the lights reflected upon the water's surface. At 23:30 hours, witnesses observed a large circular object measuring approximately 60 feet in diameter, descending towards the waters of Shag Harbour. The object impacted the surface, creating a concentric pattern of waves that disrupted the previously undisturbed water. Observers located approximately 100 meters away from the point of impact noted clusters of flashlight beams illuminating the water's surface intermittently. The descent of the object was observed without significant deviation in its trajectory, suggesting a controlled descent rather than a freefall. Sergeant Jim Black maintained an objective approach amidst the growing assembly at the water's edge. His focus shifted to methodical documentation as he collected witness accounts. His notepad lay open on the hood of his police vehicle, capturing the sequence of events related to the object's descent. The consistent sound of waves, complementing the sporadic snaps of twigs underfoot, as onlookers occasionally moved for better vantage points. The atmosphere maintained a solemnity, punctuated only by the whispered recounting of the mysterious event. On October 5th, 1967, at approximately 0600 hours, an official investigation commenced at Shag Harbour. Personnel from Canadian military and governmental bodies coordinated their efforts. At 0633 hours, naval divers approached the peninsula's wooden dock. The silhouette of their diving gear outlined against the increasing light of dawn. Their slow descent beneath the surface was visible against the calm, opaque water. The sound of their breathing apparatuses was the only audible indication of their presence, as they methodically engaged in a search of the submerged environment. The exploratory mission at the site yielded no visible signs of wreckage or metallic debris. By midday, documentation began solidifying the Shag Harbour incident as a possible controlled descent. Investigators recorded observations and findings meticulously. Official records were signed and dated, scattered across a wooden table within an office that held only the essentials. The ambient sound consisted of the occasional rustling of papers as officials documented their findings. The lack of tangible evidence continued to perplex authorities and those documenting the case. In the years following the event at Shag Harbour on October 4, 1967, various theories emerged to explain the phenomenon. Clandestine military operations were discussed in confidential meetings, characterized by the strategic placement of chairs around polished conference tables. Overhead projectors cast light on structured agendas, creating an analytical atmosphere. The hypothesis of extraterrestrial activity was also considered, with each theory analyzed for its viability. These discussions were confined to high-level meetings, emphasizing the significance of the case in governmental circles. However, definitive proof remained elusive, compounding the complexities of the investigation. The question surrounding Shag Harbour persists. The official stance on the incident remains inconclusive, hindered by a lack of concrete physical evidence. As years pass, researchers continue to scrutinize records and testimonies, yet clarity remains out of reach. The documentary concludes with an aerial view of the harbor, now still and undisturbed, as the water reclaims its undisturbed state. Researchers maintain their diligent watch, driven by the unresolved nature of the occurrence in 1967, a silent testimony to the enduring enigma that continues to prompt inquiry and reflection.